currently 10:50 on Tuesday, December the 10th. Basically, I'm getting into finals mode, which is very scary. I'm almost done with my first semester of college, and I can't wait to go home. I am definitely looking forward to having a break. So I only have 2 classes, so I have one more class at 11:30, and I just went to the gym and then came back to shower, which I have never done between like this break because I have 2 hours, and normally it's like study time and I like do a lot of homework, but I really like to work out on Tuesdays because it's like a weird day whenever I don't do any other kind of physical activity. I now have a little bit of time when I'm going to practice because I have an audition later, which I'm terrified about. One of my friends talked me into auditioning for the musical, and I love musicals, don't get me wrong, I just don't like singing by myself. I want to be in the ensemble and I want to dance, and I really don't want to sing by myself, but I have to in order to do other parts. So I'm going to practice that a little bit so I can feel good about it, and then head to my class, which is calculus, and then I'll have lunch and get on with my day and studying. And tonight is gonna be a busy night since I have my audition, and then I also have my formal for dance, and I'm super excited about that. It's gonna be so fun. I get to dress up in my dress and like take cute pictures with all my friends, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. It is now Wednesday. It is 2 o'clock, and I really need to do something productive because I took a nap this morning between my classes instead of doing work, and then I had lunch for several hours with a friend, and I have so much work to do.
Okay, first of all, I'm really sorry this clip is so blurry. I promise it gets better in a moment. I started off by going through some old calculus questions and just reviewing how we used this software called Maple to do the problems. Then I moved on to working on my theology final, so I'm just going through some documents that we read, trying to pull quotes to answer the prompts.
Okay, it's a lot later now. I'm not exactly sure when the last time I filmed anything was. It's like 9 o'clock, I believe. I had the second half of my audition, but I did not get a call back, which is kind of sad. And they say like, oh, just because you didn't get a call back does not mean you're gonna be cut, but like, your chances of being cut are like higher. So, you know, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, I know it's like not happened yet, but I'm kind of preparing for the worst. And it's really sad because dealing with like rejection has been something that I've had to deal with a lot more. Just it's felt a lot more in my face in the past few months. Just like earlier in the year, getting rejected from a lot of different colleges, and now since I've been here, a lot of the things that I've wanted to do are a lot more like you have to try out, you have to audition, or you have to go through an interview process, and I have not gotten to do a lot of the things I've wanted to do. And on the other hand, like I've gotten to do a lot of really cool stuff, but like it does kind of hurt a little bit when that happens, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it and keep going, try to stay optimistic. It's not always easy, but it is what it is. And now I have to go back to doing chemistry.
So like I said, I decided to go ahead and do some chemistry. So I'm just going through the chapter notes that I have. So I took textbook notes earlier in the semester whenever we first started going over this. And so I was just going through and like consolidating the notes I took in class with the notes that I took from the textbook. And this just helps me to make sure I feel comfortable and like understand everything. So I was just writing all this down, and I do like a page for every chapter. And it's also really good because right before the exam I can just look through all of these pages and it's all very consolidated, and it's just like the information I feel like I really need to look over. So this is now the next day, so I started out by doing some more calculus problems. I was just going back through some old homework problems because my calculus final was not cumulative, so I just was going through the most recent homeworks and redoing all those problems. It's really useful for me to make sure that I understand what I need to do depending on what the question is asking. Then I just went through and I planned out the different things that I needed to do that day and figured it all out.
Hello everybody, it is now Wednesday, it is 2 o'clock. I just did a little bit of math homework, which you just saw, or maybe we'll see depending on how I wind up actually editing this video because it's a complete mess and I am so sorry. And it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, yikes. So this morning I woke up and the casting list was out and I did not get cast, which was kind of disappointing. But since then I have gotten a couple pieces of really good news. It made me really happy. So that's put me in a pretty good mood, and for the rest of the day I'm basically just going to go into major study mode. Tomorrow too, probably Saturday. Sunday will be a fun day, and then Monday, Tuesday, study mode, and then Wednesday. So I have 2 exams, 2 finals, one on Saturday and one on next Wednesday, and so I just need to get through those. I also have 2 papers that I have to write before next week. So, literally this is just going to be like all study content from now on. But yes, I'm in a very good mood now and I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. And so, I'm just going to keep grinding on with my work. I'm going at 3 to study with somebody at the library. And then other than that, I have just written down all the things that I have to do. So I have to draft a theology exam, draft my ancients essay, and then review chemistry. A lot. Chemistry is a class that I'm actually really nervous about because my calculus final really is not that big of a deal. It's not any bigger percentage than like a test grade, and I've done well on all the tests and everything in the class, so I can get a relatively low grade and still get an A. But chemistry is 30% of my grade, which is like a lot. And like I've done well on everything so far, but like I can screw it up all at the last minute. That's scary. It is now Friday. Today is reading day, which basically means we don't have any classes, and I have my first exam tomorrow, which is calculus. However, I don't need a good grade on this to get an A, so I'm trying not to stress, but like at the same time, like I really like calculus and I know that I have the ability to do well. So I'm just kind of like, I want to do well. So I know I put that extra pressure on myself, but like I think it's reasonable and it's not like a bad thing, and it's kind of like me trying to beat myself, so I'm not stressed. I'm just kind of like, I want to do well. But it is about 12 o'clock, so this morning I got up really early actually, and I went with my friend and we took the train to close to where I do ballet, and we had coffee at Starbucks, and then I went to my ballet class and she like did some Christmas shopping, and then we met back up and took the train back. So that was a really nice way to spend the morning since we didn't have any classes. I don't know, so today we had the day off, which is specifically for like an extra study day, and a part of me like feels guilty for like not using it to study, but at the same time like I know people are not going to be waking up till like 1. So like the fact that I got up, I did do some work at the coffee shop, and then I went to a ballet class. And like, you know, self-care is important, and I love ballet and it helps me to de-stress. But now I'm going to go ahead and have a shower and then really just get on this grind so that I'm ready for all my finals.